Let it not be mistaken to be an import. It's not an import. Of course, the structure and all that is based on the Indian constitution. Fair enough. Okay? But a lot of the constitution, it would not have passed if the people of Malaya had not agreed to the constitution. Okay? So the idea that this constitution was just the Orang Putih forcing it on us, it is a myth. It is untrue. Now, in the Commission report, which is the report written by the Commission after they got all the feedbacks, there's one element, there's one section there, okay, and with regards to comments on Article 3. Okay, now, Article 3 was put in by one of the commissioners themselves, a Pakistani, who said that we should say something about Islam, right? Because the majority of this country are Muslims. Okay, let's not forget, we are definitely a Muslim country, but we're not an Islamic state. Yeah, there's a subtle difference. A Muslim country means majority Muslim. Islamic state means your laws are based on Islamic scripture. That's not the case here. Anyway, so they wanted to put in Article 3, but, and this is the comment from the Alliance, okay? It's not a comment from me. Yeah? This is a comment from Alliance, which is MCA, MIC, and UMNO. Yeah? UMNO. The wonderful, heroic UMNO. They said, and I quote, okay, Article 3, yeah, the observance of this principle, which is Article 3, shall not imply that the state is not a secular state. Okay, so it is the Alliance themselves, all right, Raza, Rahman, all these dudes. Okay? In 57, they are the ones who said very clearly that the constitution is secular. So, when Majid Raza, in all his wisdom, tells us Malaysia has never been a secular state, his father has to be spinning in his grave. Where do you get these ideas? You just make things up as you go along. Look, we're not asking you to look into Asian history, just a little bit in the past, okay? And this is not, it's not my father talking about this kind of things, it's your father talking about this kind of things, so come on, open up your eyes, all right? Now, that's in the Real Commission itself, very clear, yeah? Real Commission itself, a comment from the Alliance that said that Article 3, which says that Islam is the federation of the country, is the religion of the federation, does not mean that the country is not secular, that the constitution is not secular. Later on, in the 80s, 88, there's a court case. Now, when you look at the constitution, interpretation of the constitution depends on the court. Okay, so there was a Supreme Court case. In those days, it's called the Supreme Court, the highest court. Now it's called the Mahkamah Persekutuan, the Federal Court. Okay, in the case of Chay, it was held that this country was governed by secular law. Yeah? The constitution was secular, and Article 3 was not to be taken to mean that Malaysia is an Islamic state. Okay, this is a Supreme Court decision. All right, the Supreme Court decision which has not been overturned. So that means it's still working today. It is still valid today because this case has not been overturned. All right. So we look at and all the prime ministers, Tunku Abdul Rahman, Tun Razak, Hussein all until Mahathir have all asserted very clearly that we are a secular country. Okay? And then tiba-tiba Mahathir comes in and things start to change a little bit. Why? Because he was trying to fight past. And instead of stating things very clearly, look, we're secular, but it doesn't mean we don't respect your rights to practice your religion itself. Working on principle, they start fooling around, okay, and trying to fight fire with fire. And this culminated in his declaration all by himself that we are an Islamic state. Tiba-tiba, the nature of our country was changed by one man making a statement. Amazing man, isn't he? So powerful. Of course, that statement means nothing. You want to change the constitution, you've got to change the constitution. we are now in a situation where the idea that we are an Islamic State has been said so often that people actually believe it. Let me tell you now, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. Okay? You cannot change the nature of our nation simply by one man making a statement, no matter how powerful that man might imagine himself to be. And furthermore, if you look at our situation here, there's freedom of religion as well. If you look at Article 11, it says every person has the right to profess and practice his religion and subject to Clause 4 to propagate it. Every person has a right to profess and practice his religion. It doesn't say non-Muslims have a right to practice and profess their religion. It says everybody. That means if I want to convert to another religion, the Constitution says I can. Even though my IC says I'm a Muslim, right? Constitution says I can. And the courts also said I can. Yeah? In the case of Minister of Home Affairs and Jamaluddin Osman. Jamaluddin Osman was a Malay Muslim who converted to Christianity and was detained under the ISA for doing so. Okay? And the court held, you can't detain this man because it is his constitutional right to choose his religion. So all this Nina Joy business is actually going against the Constitution. It's going against the Constitution, it's going against decided case law. How did we let this happen? One of the reasons is because our courts, our civil courts, High Court, Court of Appeal, Federal Court, somewhere down the line they've lost their brains and also something else took over. I can't be my normal self because my children are in the audience. So I have to be a bit careful with my language. Let me tell you where it started. In 1988, okay, Article 121 of the Constitution was amended. And Article 121 was amended to say that the jurisdiction of the Sharia court is very clear, it's their jurisdiction. Jurisdiction of the civil court is very clear, it's your jurisdiction. So the two jurisdictions were separated specifically and clearly in the Constitution Amendment of 88. Why was this? They did it because, the Sharia court has jurisdiction over matters like marriage, divorce, inheritance. Now imagine if, let's hope it's many, many years into the future, and my parents are no longer with me, and then my brother and I got over the inheritance. Because he's like that, he's a real saint. This is going to go on YouTube, isn't it? So, so we got over. And so it has to be settled in the Sharia court.